The Still Fire Within, a Stoic letter to the young who feel lost. My young friend, you write to me that you feel lost, that the world appears immense, chaotic, and cold, that your dreams seem to dissolve each time you reach for them, that your will flickers like a candle in the wind. You tell me that you are 20 and you feel already behind. I have read such words before. Marcus Aurelius wrote them to himself 2,000 years ago. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Seneca wrote them to Lucilius, his student, who also felt the weight of uncertainty. And long before either of them, men and women sat before the same abyss of confusion, of self-doubt, of meaning. You are not alone in this fog. You stand in a lineage of seekers. Permit me then to speak to you not as a preacher, nor as a motivator, but as one who has stood on the same trembling ground and found, slowly, the quiet strength to remain upright. Let us begin not with lofty abstractions, but with what is real, your sense of being lost, the landscape of confusion. To feel lost at 20 is not a failure. It is a sign that your soul has begun to awaken. Those who never question their direction are often sleepwalking through borrowed lives. You at least are awake enough to notice the emptiness. That is the beginning of philosophy. Seneca once said, "If a man knows not which port he sails, no wind is favorable." You are standing on the dock, unsure which way to turn. That is painful, yes, but it is also the necessary condition for freedom. Before you can choose your path, you must see that you have one to choose. Your generation has been born into noise, endless opinions, comparisons, digital mirrors reflecting illusions of worth. You are told you can be anything, and this lie has become a curse. The Stoics would have pitied such abundance of choice, not envied it. For every path promises pleasure and demands sacrifice, and the mind, dazzled by possibility, forgets to move at all. So the first counsel I give you is this: do not rush to find purpose. Instead, begin to find yourself. Sit quietly each day and watch the movement of your own thoughts. See what kind of person you are when no one is looking, what draws your attention naturally, what tires your spirit, what gives you peace without applause. Marcus Aurelius, emperor of the world's greatest power, wrote to himself, "Nowhere you can go is more peaceful than your own soul, provided you have found within yourself the right thoughts." The confusion you feel is not because the world is too complex. It is because you have not yet built your inner compass. Without it, every direction looks equally uncertain. The first discipline, mastery of the inner world, you wish to know how to be strong. Strength begins here. Govern yourself before you try to govern circumstances. Emotional sovereignty, the ability to rule your own reactions, is the cornerstone of Stoic strength. Most people live as prisoners of their moods. They rise with praise, fall with rejection, glow with approval, and crumble with criticism. Their peace is held hostage by events they cannot control. Epictetus, born a slave, said, "There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will." Ask yourself, what truly lies within your control? Only three things: your judgments, your choices, and your attitude. Everything else is merely weather. When someone insults you, you cannot control their words, but you can control the meaning you assign to them. When fate takes from you what you love, you cannot command it to return, but you can decide how you will meet the loss. Each time you restrain a reactive impulse, each time you choose patience over fury, each time you accept what is instead of resenting what isn't, you practice the art of inner rulership. And in time, you will find that you no longer live tossed by the tides of circumstance. You will walk through storms, wet perhaps, but unshaken. Seneca said, "No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself." Pain, then, is not your enemy. It is the instrument through which you refine your soul. Do not wish for an easy life, my young friend. Wish for the strength to meet the life you are given. Endurance, the quiet fire. There is a difference between enduring and numbing. The Stoic does not suppress pain, he feels it deeply, but does not let it poison his heart. When you suffer, you are tempted to retreat, to self-pity, to bitterness. The world teaches you to escape discomfort with entertainment, with substances, with distraction, but every escape strengthens your chains. Seneca warned that to be always fortunate and to pass through life with a soul that has never known sorrow is to be ignorant of one half of nature. You must learn to sit inside your suffering, not to worship it, but to learn from it. There is gold in pain that comfort will never give you. Each disappointment strips away illusions of control, of permanence, of entitlement. Each loss teaches humility. Each heartbreak exposes the truth that nothing external can complete you. The young often believe that endurance is passive. It is not. It is the most active of virtues. To endure is to transform. When fire meets gold, the gold does not flee. It remains and lets the fire do its work. That is endurance. In your own storms, failed ambitions, betrayal, loneliness, practice saying to yourself, this too is material for virtue. Epictetus would remind his students, difficulties show what men are. In ease, anyone can appear wise. In hardship, the mask falls away. So when you are tested, do not curse your fate. Whisper instead, let this forge me. The modern malaise and how to break it. You live in an age of mirrors, not windows. Everything invites you to watch yourself, to perform, to curate, to display. You measure worth by reaction, not by virtue. You seek to be seen rather than to be. This is why so many young souls feel hollow. They have mistaken exposure for expression, performance for purpose. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "It is possible to be happy even in a palace." He meant that true peace is inward and portable. You could be emperor or laborer, influencer or unknown. If your mind is rightly ordered, your soul will be calm. The Stoics taught that peace is not found in the absence of chaos, but in the mastery of response. Begin by limiting your inputs. Guard your mind as you would a sacred temple. Every moment of attention you give to trivial gossip or envy weakens your fortress. Ask of each thing, will this matter in a year? Will this improve my soul? If not, let it pass. Your life is too brief to feed on noise. Cultivate a few noble ideas and return to them daily, like a blacksmith striking the same point until the metal holds form. Detachment from outcome. You are told to dream big, to chase success, yet most who chase do so with chains around their necks, chains of expectation, fear, and vanity. A Stoic does not refuse ambition, but he purifies it. He works diligently, gives all effort, yet remains unbound by results. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Never let the future disturb you. You will meet it if you have to, with the same weapons of reason that today arm you against the present." What this means, my friend, is that peace must be tied to principle, not to outcome. You cannot control whether the world applauds you. You can control whether your actions are honest, disciplined, and compassionate. If you tie your peace to success, failure will destroy you. But if you tie your peace to integrity, no failure can shake you. Do your duty. Let fate handle the rest. This detachment is not indifference. It is maturity. It allows you to love your work without being enslaved by it. When you detach, you paradoxically perform better because fear no longer clouds your mind. You act freely, fully, and without desperation. Epictetus said, "Some things are in our control and others not." Remember this distinction every morning. It will spare you countless miseries. The power of silence. We live in a world terrified of silence. Noise has become comfort, but silence, deep, attentive silence, is the wellspring of understanding. Seneca wrote, "Silence is a lesson learned from the many sufferings of life." When you cultivate silence, you gain the ability to hear, not just others, but yourself. In quiet, your mind stops echoing the world's opinions and begins to whisper its own truths. The undisciplined man speaks to fill the void. The wise man lets the void speak to him. Practice speaking less and meaning more. Each word should be an act of construction, not of waste. Those who master silence command attention without asking for it. Their presence becomes language. In the modern age, restraint is rebellion. Try it. When others rush to respond, stay silent. Observe. See how their noise reveals what they fear. And in that stillness, you will learn more about human nature than hours of argument could teach you. When you must speak, speak deliberately, with the calm of one who has nothing to prove. The discipline of daily life philosophy is not reading ancient books under candlelight. It is the art of living each ordinary moment with awareness. You ask, how can I begin to live as the Stoics did? You can begin now. Rise early. Before you reach for your phone, reach for your mind. Ask yourself, what will I face today that might disturb me? How will I meet it? Marcus began each morning this way. He prepared his soul for human folly, for the impatient, the ungrateful, the deceitful. They cannot harm me, he wrote, for no one can make me act against my own will. Throughout your day, return often to your breath. Notice when irritation arises. Do not condemn yourself for feeling it. Simply pause, observe, and choose your response. Each night, perform a quiet audit. Ask, where did I lose control of myself today? What provoked me? What can I do better tomorrow? Seneca called this the evening examination. It turns daily life into a training ground for virtue. And slowly you will notice that your days are no longer governed by impulse, but by intention. That is freedom, on purpose and meaning. You say you do not know your purpose. That is fine. Purpose is not discovered like a coin in the street. It is built like a cathedral, brick by brick, habit by habit, act by act. You do not find meaning. You create it. Epictetus said, "First say to yourself what you would be, then do what you have to do." Ask not what job or title will make you feel important. Ask what kind of person you wish to become. Do you wish to be honest, courageous, calm, useful? Once you know that, every circumstance becomes a chance to practice it. If you want to be patient, life will send you delays. If you want to be brave, life will send you fear. This is not cruelty, it is instruction. The universe, indifferent to comfort, is generous with opportunities to grow. The Stoic does not wait for ideal conditions. He acts within imperfect ones. He plants virtue in hostile soil. Your purpose for now may be simple: to become a person who can be trusted with responsibility over your emotions, your words, your time. Begin there. Larger purposes will unfold naturally when you are ready for them. On relationships and solitude, you will lose people. Some will leave by choice, others by time. Do not clutch. Everything external is borrowed. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." This includes the choices of others. Love deeply, but hold lightly. When you give affection, do so as a free act, not a contract. Gratitude, not possession, sustains love. At the same time, learn to value solitude. The young often fear being alone because they have not met themselves. But solitude is not loneliness. It is the workshop of the soul. In silence, your thoughts become visible. You see your fears and desires laid bare. This can be uncomfortable, which is why most people avoid it. But until you can sit quietly with yourself, you will never know whether you love others for who they are or for how they distract you from yourself. Seek friendship with those who strengthen your mind. Avoid those who feed your weakness. Seneca said, "Associate with those who will make you a better man." Let your circle be small but real. The modern Stoic's dilemma. You may wonder how these ancient ideas survive in a world so different, one of technology, ambition, and speed. But human nature has not changed. The same impulses that troubled Roman emperors trouble us: greed, fear, vanity, and the hunger to be seen. Stoicism is not an escape from modernity, it is its antidote. When you scroll endlessly, comparing your life to images, remember Epictetus's counsel: if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Let others chase digital applause. Let them measure worth in followers. You measure worth by peace. In a time where everyone reacts instantly, practice delay. When outrage floods the world, choose composure. When everyone speaks, choose silence. When everyone desires comfort, choose strength. To live stoically today is not to reject the world, but to inhabit it differently, calmly, intentionally, awake. Failure, shame, and beginning again. You will fail. You will betray your own standards. You will speak when silence was wiser. You will chase approval though you swore you wouldn't. You will feel shame. Good. It means you are still capable of moral sensitivity. The danger is not in failing, but in surrendering to failure. Marcus often reminded himself, when you have done wrong and others blame you, start again. Every day is a new opportunity to practice virtue. Yesterday's weakness does not condemn you. The Stoic's path is not perfection, but progress. Do not drown in self-contempt. Treat yourself as a student of the soul, firm but patient. As Seneca wrote, no one is wise by chance. Wisdom is built through mistakes recognized, examined, and redeemed through better action. So when you stumble, pause, breathe. Ask what this mistake reveals about your attachments. Then begin again, a little steadier, a little freer. The quiet strength over time, as you practice sovereignty, endurance, detachment, and silence, something subtle will change within you. You will no longer be so easily provoked. You will observe more, react less. People will sense calm around you without knowing why. You will begin to act from principle rather than emotion. Your words will become fewer but weightier. This calm will not mean you feel nothing. It will mean that you have learned to feel deeply without being drowned. That, my friend, is what the Stoics called apatheia. Not apathy, but serenity born of mastery. Marcus wrote of this calm often. Be like the rock against which the waves break, but it stands firm and tames the fury of the water around it. To be that rock is not to resist emotion, but to anchor amidst it. Life will still batter you, but you will stand rooted in reason and compassion, your peace no longer negotiable. The circle of return. In time, you will learn that everything you sought outside, success, admiration, security, was pointing you back to yourself. When you finally stop begging the world to be easier, you will find life becomes more bearable. When you stop demanding others to understand you, you will understand yourself. When you stop chasing happiness, you will notice peace quietly waiting where you left it, within your own mind. This is the circle of return, the journey outward into confusion and inward into clarity. It is not glamorous, it is not quick, but it is real. And once you walk it, no one can take the wisdom from you. Closing counsel, I leave you with a few reminders. Not as commandments, but as companions. Guard your attention as sacred ground. What you feed your mind, you become. Accept suffering as the forge of depth. What hurts now may one day be your greatest teacher. Seek to be virtuous, not victorious. Right action is the only lasting success. Let silence be your default, speech your deliberate choice. Love others generously, but never lose yourself in them. Begin each day ready to meet fools, and end each day grateful you did not become one. Remember always, you cannot control the world, but you can always control the kind of person you choose to be in it. The Stoics called this control the only true freedom. You will still fall, still doubt, still ache, but if you continue to return to these principles, you will grow unshakable. And perhaps, years from now, when another young soul writes to you in confusion, you will remember these words and add your own. Then philosophy will have done its work, not by giving you comfort, but by making you capable of bearing reality without losing your soul. Be patient, be steadfast, be kind. The world does not need louder voices, it needs calmer ones. Let yours be among them.